Definitely need a double espresso for this. Yes. Hi guys, welcome back to another video. I am very excited for this video. I don't know how this is gonna go. Fingers crossed I can like get all my points across to you. Welcome to my payday video, my payday routine, how I budget, just like what I do bi-weekly to try to reach my money goals this year. A quick little intro if you're new here. My name is Jill. I am 23. I currently live in West Palm Beach, Florida. I work in hospitality seasonally. This is very important for talking about my money because my money does change weekly, bi-weekly. I don't get a yearly salary. I do get an hourly pay. And I also get gratuities, so it does change per paycheck. Also, every place you work is gonna be different with this kind of thing. So if you're looking into jobs in like hospitality or something like that, it's probably not gonna be like where I work. Every place is so different. Some places you take home cash tips every day. Some places you take home credit card tips every week with your paycheck. Some places are like hourly plus guaranteed gratuity, like where I work. Very different. It depends on where you work, the kind of establishment. Kind of explain a little bit about like my paycheck. It does change so much and things like that. So that's just a little like intro about me. In this specific payday video, we are focusing on debt payoff. So if I'm, like I feel like quick disclaimers, you know, if I'm doing something differently than how you would do it, that's totally okay because this is what I want to do in this point in my life for certain goals I have. This might not be the best way to go about my situation. Someone could know how to do this so much better than I can, but this is what I'm doing with the knowledge that I have. I'm not telling you how to budget. I am not telling you what you need to do with your money. I am just sharing what I do in the hopes that someone gets a little bit of inspiration from this video. Share something if you need a little help when you are a bit low income and don't know how to budget, have never budgeted. I am not an expert. I have zero clue what I'm doing. I can't work an Excel spreadsheet. I do use an Excel spreadsheet, but I just manually input everything. I have no clue what I'm doing. I started with a paper and pen, so if you have excuses to not budget, just like get rid of them, because if I was budgeting with paper and pen, you can definitely figure out like something for yourself. So I really wanted to make this video because I grew up with a single mom on like a single income household, struggled, and I feel like now as an adult I'm really learning a lot about finances and the best way to use my finances, and this video is specifically going to be about debt payoff because I got myself into a very large amount of debt. I will link that video down below and at the end of this video on the end screen if you want to watch through this video and then watch that, because I feel like in that video I really shared how I got into debt. I talked about like what I'm doing to get out of it, like specifically how I'm paying off my credit cards, but I didn't talk about how my paychecks work overall. So that is what this video is. So if you want to know how I got into debt and all of that, watch that video. I'm not going to share it here. I don't think I really need to share it. Basically, I was a stupid 20-year-old who spent all her money, and then I got into like a really bad debt cycle, working at jobs where I was making very little money. That's a brief summary. Like I said, I am no expert. I am not a financial expert, but I do feel like there is a lot of those on the internet, and I am not one of them, but I can say I have made money, I have spent money, I have had debt, and I have paid off debt. So if the angle just changed, I'm sorry. I did just have to change out my camera battery. But like I was saying, I am no expert by any means, but I feel like it's almost more comforting to be like watching a video of someone who has kind of like is learning it and is in the process of going through it. I am not an expert, okay? I have no clue how to work a goddamn Excel spreadsheet, and I'm not gonna pretend I do. And I'm also not gonna learn just for the sake of this video to act as if I've been doing that this whole time. I've been on a debt payoff journey since I want to say like November, well, for years now. Really focused on it, found what works for me. Really recent. It's a combination of budgeting, of finding a job where I get paid just a little more than other jobs, as well as decreased certain expenses. So for example, I don't pay a large rent at all. That is why I am living where I am living. Everybody's gonna have to find like this type of thing for their circumstances. I'm not like, not everybody can just get like cheaper rent, but you can do other things in your day-to-day to kind of decrease certain expenses to put money towards debt payoff. For me, it was decreasing my rent. That is where I felt that there was a big issue. So to solve that problem, we moved into staff housing that our work provided, as in we have to pay rent. So I live with 5 people total. It's me and 4 other people, and we all pay a portion of the rent. So it's like getting roommates, but I just say staff housing because like my work provides the space with like the basic furniture, like the basics, and then we all pay rent. So that is how it goes. My rent also gets taken out of my paycheck bi-weekly, so I don't have to pay for that. Also, every paycheck, my expenses, I don't want to say my expenses change because monthly they're the same, but every paycheck is going to be different because some months I'm getting paid like twice in the month. Sometimes I'm getting paid 3 times if just the way the days fall. This month is a great example. I get 3 paychecks in March. In February there was only 2. So it's just the way that like falls because I get paid bi-weekly. Also, I have certain bills set up to come out at different pay periods, so I'm not paying everything all in one pay period because then I'll have like no money to put towards other things in my life. So this is a very good paycheck to be filming this video because I did get paid like an average paycheck, and also some bigger expenses are getting taken out this paycheck, so like my car and a few others we'll talk about. So like I said, this video is definitely going to be more for optimizing debt payoff. So pretty much everything I do is put towards paying off my debt mostly. There's a few things that I just like, I'm putting money towards that don't include paying off my debt, but really my expenses and my spending are so low. I also hope with this video I can like give some insight and not stress anybody out, because I know money is so stressful, especially when you don't have a lot of it and you don't know what to best put towards, because a lot of times, like for a really long time, I had to pick and choose what I was using my money for instead of having enough to cover everything. So I think it's just finding the best solutions to certain little issues, like if your rent is too much and you find a cheaper apartment like I did, or you know, you feel like you're paying too much for a car, you get a different car, a used car, or instead of eating out, you are choosing to grocery shop and eat at home. I think there are certain things we can do. A lot of times we just don't want to. I'm not saying that's the case for everybody. I'm just saying, like, for my own personal experience. But I know right now, if I am budgeting and being really strict with myself, the less I do now, the more I can do later in life. So let's talk numbers. My least favorite part of budgeting is looking at everything. If you guys have financial anxiety, a big tip that has helped me is to like look at everything more. So look at my debt more often, because you know, you like don't want to open the like credit card apps because you're like, oh fuck, it's gonna be so high, and I see that this is overdue. It's happened to me so many times. Like so many times. Same thing with the paychecks. Like, I know this is not a high paycheck. This is a very average paycheck. As the title says, I got paid right around $2,000. I will find the exact amount in 1 second. Let me tell you how much I got paid. So this money needs to get me through the next 2 weeks. Oh my god, that came out so fast. I got paid this paycheck $2,155.55. That is how much I got paid. That is how much we are working with. I was overdrawn. Okay, one thing you'll notice from me is I get everything out of my checking account. My checking account has almost $0 by the time I am finished budgeting, and sometimes money comes out of that account and I like don't realize, or I end up having like an unexpected like expense, and then I don't end up having enough. Like my account this week was overdrawn $11.43, so minus $11.43 from that total. So let's just say I have, oh my god, and another thing already got taken out of my account. They're moving quick with the bills today. Okay, so let's say we're working with $2,144.12. Okay, that is what we were working with. Though my paycheck was a smidge higher, my account was overdrawn, so already an issue. I use a spreadsheet. However, I don't really know how to use a spreadsheet. So basically, every month I start a new like spreadsheet page just so I have like a fresh blank slate. So what I normally do at the top of my spreadsheet is I put in all of my fixed bills. So these are bills that are coming out every month. I do the date right next to it, and I do what it is for and how much it is. So I can see when I'm budgeting, I can check the dates of my pay period that I have this check until the next check, and I can see what's going to come out in between paying those 2 weeks. And I also have bi-weekly bills. I have the fixed bills and I also have bi-weekly bills. This is like our joint account, for example. So Tyron and I, we have a joint account for specific bills. For example, phones. We have like a furniture bill. It's so random, but it's from our apartment last year. They never took the money out of our account like they were supposed to last year, so it had to restart. It was a whole mess. So that comes out of that account. We don't even have that piece of furniture anymore. I sold it for way less than what I'm paying for it right now. And then I also have some bi-weekly things from like apps like Klarna and Affirm. Those are like specifically for gifts and holidays that I didn't want to spend all my money. It was, when was it? This was like, this was from, I think, around Christmas when I wasn't making a lot of money. Getting paid less than I thought I was supposed to be getting paid, so then it's now been changed. I really had like no money at the start of like November and December, so January we fixed it, but that was from that time period. That is how I budget. So I have fixed bills, I have bi-weekly bills, and then we just go from there. And this is the second check of the pay period, and I got paid. Said it was that original $2,155, but I'm going to drop it down to what it was after my account was overdrawn and now what it is. So now it's $2,144.12. Like I said, this paycheck is pretty average. Last paycheck I got paid more, which is always nice. This is a good check to show, I feel like, a right around a $2,000 paycheck. Let's start with the fixed expenses. So this pay period, it is the 15th and I get paid again on the 29th. So I need to figure out what comes out today to the 28th. So we have Spotify coming out. We have my car. You can see right there, my car payment is $537. I have gotten questions about that before actually. Maybe I can decrease my car payment in order to like pay off my debt faster. I am very comfortable with my car payment being the way it is. That is a lot for a lot of people. However, when I got my car, I did not put a down payment down, and I got gap insurance. And I am very comfortable with this because I love my car. I don't need to convince you why I like my car so much. Even in the future, I might decide, you know, this was really dumb. I should have gotten a used car, but I really like my car. I'm probably gonna buy it out at the end, so I am happy knowing it is a good new car, because if I am gonna buy it out, I can have it for a while after this. So that is kind of like the plan right now, because people have commented, you know, you leased your car. I'm happy with my decision. I have decided what is important to me with my money. So right now that is paying my bills and paying off my debt. Those are the things that I need to prioritize right now. Obviously you make your bills what you want them in a sense, like you pick the kind of car you get and the apartment you get, you know, all those things are kind of choices most of the time. So you really kind of have to decide like when you're budgeting and what is important to you and how much you're willing to spend on what. That I am okay with my car costing that much. Back to the budgeting. What is coming out this 2 weeks? My Spotify, that's $12. My car, which is $537. My Apple, I think I pay extra storage with that. For my phone, that's $10. Canva is $13. I use that for my editing with my iMovie and my thumbnails and things like that. And then my car insurance, this is $137. I think this is changing. Actually, oh wait, that's also coming out the following pay period. Let me check. I need to check my app actually, because I think this is changing this pay period. Oh, okay. It says it's coming out on the 19th of March. My car insurance is going up, $143. I actually think I need to call them to change that, because I purposely made sure it was coming out on the 29th, so all my big expenses weren't coming out on the same paycheck. So let's say for now I am not paying my car insurance. So my fixed expenses right now are just Spotify, car, Apple, and Canva. Then we have my bi-weekly expenses. I have a Klarna payment, that's $12. That was a birthday present for someone. So that actually came out this morning. I'll tell you what it is right now. That was actually kind of high. That was 66. That was, I know what that was. Those were presents. 66.88. What else is coming out bi-weekly? We have the joint account. We're increasing it. We've kind of fluctuated how much we want to put in this account. It changes depending on certain goals we have, like as a couple. I don't need to get into the inner workings of my relationship with you in this video, but we have like certain goals. Sometimes, like if we're going to travel or do something big, we have certain goals for that. To save some money, we have groceries. Like I said, we have certain bills like phone stuff. So it changes depending on certain goals we have. So it was $400 for every 2 weeks because we had like certain goals for our finances, and it was $200. We're bumping it up to $250 this week. We actually made that decision recently. So joint is $250 right now. I have my personal savings, which is going to be 10% of my paycheck. So I got to figure out what that is actually. So I'm saying 10% of $2,000. That's $200. And then I have a travel. So for this week's like not fixed bills, bi-weekly bills, we have a Klarna, that was a present, a firm presents. What else? Joint account, my personal savings. The goal this month was to do 10% from each check, so that is $200. And then I have a new bi-weekly savings for traveling / specifically for Cape Town, because I don't want to spoil anything, but we're going to be going back to Cape Town soon. Tyron is from South Africa, if you're new here, so we're going to go see his family and all of that pretty soon. So I need to very quickly get started on that saving. So I'm going to calculate what that is right now, and then I'm going to see how much I have left. The final thing is I want to see if I have any credit card minimum bills due this 2 weeks. I can't talk. March 15th is 0 due. My big card, nothing is due right now, which we love. April 5th, nothing is due there. But guys, I've been doing so good this bi-weekly. I have no minimums due. The other thing I want to do is subtract about $100 for miscellaneous things. Gas, if I need it, if I want to get a random shirt somewhere. Most of the time I actually don't end up using this, and this goes also to a credit card, but just for like my mental buffer, I have an extra 100 in my checking at all times. Because see, what happens like last week is I actually ended up needing it, and then I even needed more because of that. So this is gonna happen sometimes too. Sometimes you miss budget, sometimes you under budget. So let's see what I have left over. Okay, I have $643.20 left over after those bills. So any kind of like social activity, that usually comes out of our joint as well. Right now I'm not doing that much in my day-to-day, where I can pretty much put anything I have left over towards debt. This $643 is gonna go towards my very large credit card, not the biggest one, my medium-sized one. I am so happy. That's actually a good amount of money to have left over. I'm gonna put $643.20 towards my debt. Now, if I don't use that miscellaneous like $100, which I will need it for gas, so I'll probably have about $50 left over, I'll probably put almost $700 towards debt this bi-weekly, which is awesome. Let's pay a credit card right now, guys, because the rest of this money is going right towards this credit card. I pay it off like day of my paychecks. I want it gone. I want nothing to do with it. We're gonna just do it right now. It always makes me feel nauseous, but I always get excited. So this is also why you see me not doing a lot in vlogs and stuff, because most of my day-to-day is really focused on paying off debt and reaching certain financial goals I have. Also, if I wasn't putting money for like the Cape Town savings, like for traveling, and my normal savings, I would have $500 more to put toward this credit card. But here's the thing, you can either pay it off all at once and then like hope you have money left after. I'm doing it where I'm putting like as much as I can towards the credit cards, and also making sure I am saving for other things, because I do have a life other than my credit cards to pay. I have a life in the present while also trying to right the mistakes of my past, so which is my debt. So it's a hard balance to have, but you know, you make do. I really wish I could have put around $1,000 this paycheck towards that, but I could not, so we're just gonna do the $643 for now and be okay with it. Next paycheck though, I'll have like no bills, and I'm gonna be able to put so much towards the, I think I'll have that card paid off actually, which is awesome. All right, $643, we're gonna pay it right now. Confirm. I had $2,913.82 in that, so I'm subtracting $643.20 from that, and now I have $2,270.62 left on my medium-sized credit card. I think I can pay this off next paycheck. I really hope so. If not, I'm considering taking from my savings so it's done. I know that's bad, but I know it's important to pay yourself first. I know, I just want this debt gone. Keep it pretty simple. I don't do too much. If you were looking for me to tell you how to do like Roth IRAs and investing with your budgeting, I am not that girl, not yet. One day I will learn how to do that, but right now I am just doing the bare minimum to cover the expenses, to pay off debt, and then we will move forward with new financial goals. But right now I am optimizing my debt payoff, so it's done. I want nothing to do with it. So yeah, guys, that was my budgeting video. That is how I budget every week. That is my payday routine. Every week is going to be different. This video is so fun to make. I'm like, do you guys want more of these? Let me know. Do you guys want more financial videos? Tell me some of your money goals down below. Everybody has different financial circumstances, and I'm just doing my best over here. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Tell me some of your financial goals this year. And also, if you want to give budgeting tips down below, leave some down below for anybody who's looking for any new tips and tricks to learn how to budget, because what I do might not work for everybody. It works for me in this moment because I have set it up that way for myself, but everybody is different. Whether it's like a new budgeting tactic or a way to decrease your expenses or increase your income, like leave some tips down below for everybody in the comments. So I think that's it. I could always film another one of these videos. This probably wasn't the best payday routine video you've ever seen, but you know, they will get better over time. If you want to see another one of these, let me know. I guess that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Definitely subscribe. I will link my debt video at the end of this so you can see it. To saving money, hitting financial goals, and paying off our debt. Cheers, guys. Have a good day.